because we're friends. Because we're friends, because we're friends.
So don't pretend.
Because we're friends, because we're friends.
And don't offend.
Because we're friends, because we're friends.
Cause I will commend.
Because we're friends, because we're friends.
With every email that I send.
Because we're friends, because we're friends.
Cause it'll pay big dividends.
Because we're friends, because we're friends.
Which is,
because we're friends, because we're friends.